All right, video of the practice exam, chapter 4. How do you tell something is 1-to-1? Let's see. Who's the first person? You. How do you tell something's 1-to-1? Okay. Only. How do you tell by looking at a graph if something is 1-to-1? Which is what most of you do. Yeah. Vertical line test and horizontal line test. So when you get to this question, I'm sure you have your calculator out. I'm sure we'll turn it on. Make sure you have no note cards. And then I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll punch it out. Y equals clear, clear. 2 square roots of x. Oh, how you doing? And how's it going? Mean girl. All right. Do you think this graph passes both tests at once, the horizontal and vertical line test? If you do, you mark A. If not, you mark B. In this case, I think I would feel safe with A. Okay. Use the theorem on an inverse function to determine whether f and g are inverses of each other. Do you remember what that means? If they're inverses of each other. What? Well, if you put in your calculator, you're looking for symmetry over the line y equals x. Remember, the x's become the y's, y become the x's. The theorem says that you have to put in one in for the other one as a composite function. You don't have to use it, f of g of x. But if it equals x, yes, it's a 1-to-1. What's another way you can find a 1-to-1 or an inverse? You remember the 3 steps? What are you supposed to do? Step number 1 is what? All x's become y's. What's step number 2? Solve for y. Very good. Solve for y. So this first one, y equals 6x minus 1. Switch x and y. Solve for y. Add the 1. Divide by 6. Do you think that's true? Do you think they are inverses of each other? I would probably say yes. If you want to do it the inverse or using the composite, you would take the f function, and in place of all the x's, you insert the g function. X plus 1 over 6. Cross the 6's off. What is x plus 1 minus 1? That is x. Again, it's validated another way. So I would say they are inverses. Either way it can work. I don't know, I forgot to touch the timer. All right, ready? How do you know about the functions domain and the inverses range? Domain, domain, range, and range. What do you remember about those? Yes. Right. The x's become the y's and the y's become the x's. What's the domain of this function? Anybody? Something about 7/2, somebody said. Right. X cannot equal 7/2. Why not? You cannot divide by 0. Okay? The question says determine the range of the inverse. What is the range of the inverse? Y cannot equal 7/2. So you have an open dot, 7/2. We have an arrow this way and an arrow this way. How do you write that in interval notation? A infinity to 7/2. What goes in between them? Union. Then what? To infinity. Very good. So it looks like the answer is going to be a positive right here and a positive right here, so you have to change that. Right? Looks like those should be plus signs to me. Probably a typo. All right, number 4, I'm going to carry it to the next page because it looks like I got cut off. Or did it? Well, I'll carry it over no matter what. I have that ability. Okay. Copy. And then paste. Looks like I'm missing something else. Huh? What? I don't remember what I put 3 as. My pen's not working. A, determine the range of the inverse for the function without actually finding it. That's the range of the inverse. Find the domain and range of f. Well, the range of s is y can't equal 11 halves because of these coefficients. So the domain would be x can't equal 11 halves. I didn't put that. I didn't write that. Well, I'll yelled it. You got it wrong. I'm right. Back to where I was. There we go. Now this one. You ready? You already do it? Not. Well, you don't have to wait for me. This question says, use the table in the graph to evaluate the expression. Do you even know what this question is asking? It's asking you, how you doing? Nice to see you. If I have h sub 1 f, comma, g sub 1, comma, 5. If I run 5 through all 3 of these equations, what's my final answer going to be? That is known as a composite function. Okay? So first of all, 5 goes through the inverse of g. This is g. What's the inverse of g going to look like? What points will be on the inverse of g? What points will be on the inverse of g? Well, remember the x's and the y's are going to switch. So instead of 3, 5, it's going to be 5, 3. 5, 3. Also, instead of 2, 3, it's going to be 3, 2. And instead of negative 1, 1, it's going to be 1, negative 1. Fantastic. On this one, you have x, and now we'll write inverse of x. So if I have negative 1, 1, what do I have in my first one? 1, negative 1. 0, 2 becomes 1, 3 becomes 4, 2, or 2, 4 becomes 4, 2. And finally, 3, 5 becomes 5, 3. Fantastic. Now, if this is h, what's the inverse of h? You switch x and y. Oops, sorry. That was bad spacing. Switch it, and you get x equals 3 minus y. What are you supposed to do next? Or switch the x and y, solve for y. You get y equals 3 minus x. That's kind of cool. It's the same thing. How's that possible? 3 minus y. Oh, it's, yeah. So h, inverse of x, equals 3 minus x. How's that possible? 3, 0. Switch the x's and the y's. 3 minus, comes out twice again. All right, we'll see if it works. So 5 goes into which of these 6 rules first? Well, you go by the rule name, G inverse. So I'm going to use this one first. Why? Because it's on the inside. So if I put 5 into here, what do I get out? What's this number right here? 3. H inverse f of 3. So now 3, which one of the 6 am I going to go to? Yep, I'm going to go to this one second. If I put 3 in, what do I get out? 5. Finally, H inverse of 5. Which one am I going to go to? 3 minus x. And if I put in 5, what do I get out? -2. Is that right? Fantastic. Will people do that on the test? Probably not. They'll probably just know to switch these, get their answer, put it in there, switch those, and run it on through. Some people might take this long. Just depends. In either case, get here early on Friday and get started. Moving on. How can you solve this equation? There's 3 ways. What do you do when you don't know what to do? There you go. So you have to make this decision a lot quicker. Y equals 81 caret parentheses 2x times 1 divided by 9 caret x plus 2. 729 times 9 caret x. Oops, forgot my parentheses. Second, insert parentheses. Caret -2. Look at your answers you're shooting for. A normal screen is going to work on this. Zoom 6. Looks like there's something happening right there, doesn't it? Does that look all right? Should I zoom in there and see what's happening or not? Can you see what's happening? Or are you squinting? While you're squinting, I'm going to zoom in right up into the middle of all that. Just to see what's happening. There's one intersection for sure at 2, isn't there? Second, calculate. Second, calculate, intersect. First curve, second curve, guess. So what does that one say? 1, 9. So which one am I going to use? The 1. So I'm down to either this answer or this answer, right? So this is where you do it again. Second, calculate, intersect. First curve, second curve, not so fast with the guess. What do I want to guess to see if it's right? 2. It didn't work, did it? So it should be just E. Is that right? Okay. How do you sketch a graph of F? Huh? Okay. You can make a sketch, or you can use your calculator. 2 divided by 9 caret -x graph. Oops. I don't have it where I want. Zoom 6. So which one of these looks more like the others? I would say also it would be D. So if you show up without your calculator, you can do the test. Will it take you longer? Absolutely. Do I have one that you can borrow? Absolutely not. I'll be busy doing stuff. Okay? So try number 7. If y is 32, where is that going to go in the equation? Y-intercept 212 and the point 212. 32. Y-intercept of 212. 212, comma 0. And the point is going to be 2, 112. So how can you use this information? Do you remember where the 32 goes? It goes in for the what? It goes in for the C. Very good. That is C. Look at that. They all have plus 32. Doesn't help, does it? Second, where does the y-intercept go? When x is 0, y has to be 212, right? So you do 212 equals b times a to the 0 plus 32. What is a to the 0 going to equal? 1. So what do you get for 212 equals b plus 32? What does that equal? What does it equal? Doesn't equal 180? Hey, we're down to 3 possible answers. Could be this one, could be this one, or it could be this one. How do you tell? What's the final thing you do with this point right here? Yeah, just put in 112 equals 180 a to the negative 2 plus 32, and then you solve it. Okay. So 32 from 112 is going to be 80. Is that right? So I have 80 equals 180, add negative 2, I divide. What is 80 divided by 180? It's going to be 8/18, 4/9 equals a to the negative 2. So what is 4/9 to the negative 1/2? What is it? Oh, which one of these has 1.5 in it? C does. Oh, yeah. So C was the answer. That wasn't even a choice, was it? Nice. I'll just erase that. Is the answer C? Nice. Together, we haven't missed one yet. Isn't that great? You have to do that on your own. This one's a toughie, I can tell. Remember, read this first. Estimate the number of bacteria in the culture at 10 a.m. How do you do that with the equation given? Put something in for time. How much time has passed? From 7 to 10. 3 hours. What is 600 times 3 to the 3/2 power? $3,000 what? 3,117? 3,018? Is that one of the choices? It is D. Fantastic. Try to do number 9 on your own, quietly but quickly. Did it say homeroom? Okay. Did anybody decide to put 30 in for T? And what did you get when you punched it out? 58. Did you get that, Noe Hondro? Perfect. YouTube forever. All right, moving on. Oh my gosh, what equation do we use for compounded continuously? It's the favorite shampoo of the SGO dance team. How did you do what? Number 9? Did you put in parentheses negative 0.1485 times 30? Let me take a look. What would come up with the equation for compounded continuously? Oh no, you only do one set of parentheses and one time sign. Okay. So the SGO girls dance team favorite shampoo they use is Pert. Somebody said. How do you know to use that? It says compounded continuously. Huh? The other equation was, wait a minute. A equals PERT. The other one was A equals P times 1 plus R over N CNT. Did you put the numbers in? 105,000 right here. PE. What do I put in for R? 0.11. What do I put in for T? 15. So all you have to do is take 105,000 divided by E raised to 11 times 0.15. I'm sure Kelly can do that quicker. Maybe not. Now remember, we have multiple exponents. Use the grouping symbol. You get A? Fantastic. Oops. Switch it over a little bit. So A. Oh yeah, that's a 0, not an 8. Winner, winner. How can you solve this? You can set the bases equal, or the exponents equal to each other. It's got the same base. 9x, 8x minus 5. Oh my gosh, it's so difficult. X equals negative 5, right? That test was so hard. I couldn't get any of them right. I disagree with that statement. I've heard it for years. Wait, you don't know how hard it was. Here we go. This one, the equation's not given to you. Which one do you use? Yeah, it's kind of like PERT. Only it's A sub naught E to the CT. Almost identical to PERT. Okay? A sub 0 is what you start with. C is how fast it's growing, and T is the time. So what's the original population? 227. E. Growth rate is a positive 0.7. The time is how much? $60 years. It should be 0.007. 0.007. There we go. Because it's 0.7%. That means, while I'm still sitting in this chair in the year 2040, you'll be out there. That is in 27 years. That means some of you will be 18, 20, 45 years old. And I'll still be here looking good. You betcha. 45 years old in the year 2040. You can't see that? Oh, I get C. Where will you be when you're 45 years old? Not here. Somebody always says that. Not here. And then I see them. All right, moving on. Oh, no. All these words, numbers, and approximate percentage. We never did that. Oh, but we did. Oh. We didn't? Oh. Well, I said in this case, you should always pick your own numbers. Have you ever heard me say that? Start with 100. If they're asking you percent, whatever you get for your answer is going to be out of 100. That's what percent is, right? Out of 100. So type in 100. E negative 0.2 times 7. I'll pick 10. Well, go ahead. Then you have to multiply your answer by 10, divide by 100. This one's the percentage still alive. Percentage is out of 100. Initially, out of 100. 45 years old. What is it? C. Ooh, I thought my phone was on. It is. So I'll say, Emily, put your phone away. Take it to the office. There we go. See? Now I'm not in trouble. How do you change this to log? This goes back to the circle. How'd you put asterisks around? Log base 4 of 64 equals what? 3. Woo-hoo. So it is D. How do you do 15? Type it out. You don't get 1. Did you type in log of 10 caret negative 3? 1? Did not get it. Log 10 caret negative 3. Oh. There you go. Negative 3. Negative 3 goes with the 10, not with the log. So that should be in the parentheses. So it's going to be negative 3. How do you solve number 16? You just did a bunch of problems like that. You can graph it. You can hit the circle. You can put these numbers in to check it. If you did the circle approach, your first step would be 4 cubed equals x minus 5. So the answer would be 4 cubed plus 5. If you typed it out, you type out y equals log of x minus 5 divided by log of 4. Y2, you type out 3 and see what your answer is. What is the answer? B. Okay? You can type it out or manually write it out. Yep. All right. One question about this. See, this is millions and this is billion. What do you set it equal to? 1.1? You know the answer to that is definitely not. Because that is 1,100 million. This becomes the equation to solve. You can do it manually or you can do it on the calculator. If you're going to do it manually, the first thing you have to do is obviously divide by 762. Now you're almost done. Change it to a log and solve. If you're going to do it on the calculator, your window is going to be a huge deal trying to find that. I mean, you're going to have to go up to 1,100 to find it. Okay? Then whatever you get for t, you add it to 1985, and that gives you your final answer. Are you wanting to do it manually or on the calculator? Manually? Well, the base in here is E. The number is 1100 divided by 762. That equals 0.022t. So you would take the natural log of 1100 divided by 762 and divide that by 0.022t. Or, sorry. And you get your answer. Whatever you get, you add to 1985, and that becomes your final answer. Okay? I don't know what it is. Natural log of 1100 divided by 762. Take that answer, divide it by 0.022, and add it to 1985. So it should be around 2001 or 2002. So the answer is going to be 2002 because it's past 2001. Okay? That works too. Put the numbers in, see which one gives you 1100, as long as you're subtracting carefully. This one is the log law that you had a quiz over. You did so poorly on last Friday. I still haven't had a chance to read them yet. What do you do when you divide a log? Do you add or subtract it? What do you do when you have an exponent with this 4? Where does it go? Oh, you have 4 log base 7 of x plus log base 7w minus 2 log base 7 of y minus 3 log base 7 of z. That's just the log laws. Adding, subtracting, dropping the exponent. Nothing fancy. What is it? A? Okay. This one, how do you combine? Oh, chip that. How do you combine them into a single log? AZ over X. Here, single log, time, single log. I wonder if they use PERT. Probably do. They're a dance squad. Okay. Solve the equation. You can do the single logs and drop the logs, right? We talked about that. There's your single log because you're subtracting. You can divide them. You can drop the logs. 6. Every time you get a solution, you have to plug back in, make sure it makes it positive, and it does. Winner, winner, shrimp dinner. You put it in for all the x's. 3 times 8 minus 18 is positive. Okay? How are you going to solve this one? You want to do it on the calculator? Sounds good to me. Y equals log x plus 7 divided by log of 6 plus log of x plus 12 divided by log of 6. Next equation is 1. And we'll see where they intersect. Zoom 6. What's it look like the answer is going to be? Second, calculate, intersect. First curve, second curve, guess. We'll see if there's an answer here. What is it? What's wrong? Oh, I know. Parkland started. They got assignments to do today. I told them they couldn't figure out the Dropbox to email them to me. So they're doing it. Email them. Because they didn't try very hard to follow the directions. I'm going to have to get them in line by the end of the week. Do not punch this one out. I'm sure you do, but just in case you don't, it's the log of the expression divided by the log of the base. Change of base formula. I'm doing it the high school way using base 10. Woot, woot. If you come in and test focus is ready, you will not have a problem getting it done. If you come in all lollygagging and not studying, you won't, well, you'll get it done, but you won't get it done accurately. For the negative x equals 64, how do you want to do this? Do you want to use the Nolan circle that you put the asterisks around and rewrite it? Log base 4 of 64 equals negative x. Or do you want to graph it out? Y equals 4 caret negative x. Y equals 64. Again, this is going to be a window issue. Make sure your y's go up to 64. Otherwise, you'll never see it. If it's not an issue, you can punch this out and you'll get, I think 4 equals negative x, right? So x equals negative 4. Is it negative 4 or 3? Negative 3? Negative 3. And what did you say, Miss Jones? Okay. Huh? Because in your circle, you have y equals 2 to the x. Means log base 2 of y equals x. I think that was just Monday, wasn't it? To solve it manually, I said you're going to do this step. 2 more to do. You can graph those out. And you get log base 4. Y-intercept means x is 0. What do you get for 25? Anybody do it yet? E. Okay. Then for this one's B. D. All right, probably graph it out. All right, thank you and have a nice day. And I'm going to shut this thing off.